Hi, I'm Judy Litt, and today I would love for you to show yourself some love. See what I did there? Because it's Valentine's Day, and practice this short Yin Yoga practice with me. And I invite you, while I talk just a little bit about the practice, to go ahead, come to your mat, lay down on your back, maybe close your eyes, and begin to bring your attention to your breath. Your hands can come to your heart. Maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and maybe your hands just on the side up by your body, palms up, palms down, whatever feels right to you. So we're going to practice Yin Yoga this morning, and that means longer holds. It means coming into stillness, and it means getting into our joints, our fascia, all the things that keep us stiff and injured. But this is a morning practice, so it's actually both relaxing and energizing. And I hope that you'll practice along with me on Valentine's Day. Maybe you're gifting yourself with a spa day at home. This would be a perfect practice for you first thing in the morning. And if you just don't have enough time to practice Yin Yoga, I understand. It's a longer practice because of the longer holds. I have a whole series of 5-minute practices that you can do first thing in the morning. It's not all yoga, although some of it is what's called the 8-limb path of yoga. There's journaling, there's meditation, there's pranayama, and I will link that up here. I will try to remember. So I'm going to join you. Actually, we're not going to start on our back. We're going to start on our stomach. So now that you've connected with your breath, go ahead and just slowly, gently roll on over your stomach. Take your left arm and bring it out to the side. Take your right hand, bend the elbow. Right hand is to the floor or the mat. Actually, I'm going to switch that up so you can see what I'm doing this first time. So I'm going to take my right hand out, and I'm going to take my left hand, press that into the floor, and then I'm just going to gently start to roll over. Head can come down to the mat. You can make it a little easier. Instead of having your arm stretched out straight, you could bend the elbow and have it in kind of a goalpost arm. It's a really nice opening across our shoulder, across our chest, stretching out the arm. It is grounding and energizing at the same time, which is a great way to start our mornings. And you can play around with your legs. You can bend the other leg, and that may feel a little easier to you. You can have it straight out. It's up to you and what feels right for your body. And I would also like you to think about the mantra, I am enough. And maybe close your eyes and just take your attention to your breath, breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe let a little smile play on your lips. Yoga doesn't always have to be serious. Once again, thinking, I am enough. And slowly begin to roll back onto your stomach. Take your arms in front of you. Take a little rest here in Sphinx pose. Bringing your heart forward. And maybe you want to move your hips from side to side. Whatever feels good to you. Maybe you need to move that arm a little bit after that deep stretch. It's a good stretch to counteract all our time on the computer. And then I want you to come onto your side. And your hand is bent. Your legs are straight out. Or if that feels like too much, they can be bent. And we're just going to slowly press into our right hand. Prop ourselves up. Get a really great stretch all along the side of our body. Also stretching our spine out laterally, which is something it likes to do, and it's something we don't do enough of. And then our mantra for this pose, which is side seal, is I do enough. Every single day. So this video is being released on Valentine's Day. And I think, and I've written about this quite a few places recently, I truly believe that self-love, it involves self-care. And doing these longer practices is a form of self-care and self-love. And it's something that is all too often missing in our lives these days. So whenever you're feeling frazzled and you feel like nobody gets you, come to your Yin Yoga practice. Let the world go away. Just go inside. Find that peace, that calm in your center. And if you notice that your shoulders are creeping up towards your ear, like I just noticed, try and relax them. Let them fall down your back. You're going to feel a little tension in the arm that is propping you up. That's natural. But you want the rest of your body to be very soft. And you can go and come back down to your stomach. We're going to do these same two poses on the second side. I'm just going to switch so that you can see me a little bit better. And very slowly, anytime you transition, take it slow. We tend to get injured in our transitions. This time take your left arm, stretch it out to the back, press into your right hand, and then just slowly take your leg up and over. Stretching out the other arm, maybe bending it, seeing how that feels to you. It actually does not seem to help me. I don't like that. Maybe you will. And go ahead and close your eyes. I am enough. Remember, you can always bend your legs if that feels easier to you, or if that feels right in your body. And go ahead and just slowly lean onto your chest, your belly. Prop yourself up on bent elbows. Do whatever feels right to you. Move your arm, move your hips, or just hang out in Sphinx pose. And let your shoulders relax. Soften your face. Once again, roll onto your side. Legs are straight out or bent. Front elbow is bent to begin with. You can always stay here if that feels right to you. You can press into that palm and lift yourself up and go ahead and stretch out your second side, and I hope it feels as good to you as it does to me. It does feel really nice. And this short practice would be great to practice on a morning when you have some time before a run, or just first thing in the morning on a day that you know you're going to run. I'm going to run a little later, in fact. Maybe you push a little bit more into that hand. Maybe that feels good to you. Maybe you feel the need to go just a little deeper now that you've been in this pose for a little bit. I do enough every day. You do. There may be nobody in your life that tells you that, but I'm going to tell you that. I love each and every one of you who have subscribed to this channel. And if you haven't, go ahead and do that now, or at the end of this practice is probably a better time. I love each and every one of you who have liked my new blog, everybody who has joined the new Facebook group. I appreciate each and every one of you. So if you never hear I love you, I'm telling you that today. A couple more breaths here. Last breath. Wherever you are, gently turn onto your back. Soles of your feet are on your mat. And slowly come down to your elbows. And then all the way down. Take your hips over towards the right or the left. It really doesn't matter which one you move in, just so you know which one you do first, so you make sure to do the second side. I'm taking them over to the right so you can see me better once again. And once you've done that, move your upper body towards the opposite end of your mat. Take your hands up overhead, maybe clasp your elbows, see what feels right for you. Trying to make sure that you have both shoulders on your mat. Stretch your legs down on the mat. And then begin to walk them over to the opposite side. We are trying to make a banana shape. I've talked about this in a few other videos. And this is going to stretch out your entire side. Once again, it's also very energizing, so a good pose to practice in the morning. And if it feels good to you, you can take that top leg over the bottom one. We're trying to get our hips pointing up towards the ceiling, but don't obsess about it too much. Do the best you can. As long as you're not feeling pain, you're okay. And having your foot on top, one on top of the other, is going to help you get a little bit more into the IT band. So if you have IT band problems, give it a go. See if it works for you. And our mantra for Banana Asana is, I have enough. I have enough peace. I have enough time. I have enough love. I have enough support. Really feel your body where it meets the mat. Feel supported. Feel grounded. Feeling grounded helps us focus. Couple of last breaths here. And slowly unwind your legs if you have one on top. Take your feet to the middle of your mat. Take your upper body back towards center. And maybe just actually walk your feet out as wide as your mat and let your knees come together. You can also let them fall side to side for windshield wiper legs, whatever feels right to you. Just take a couple breaths here, bringing awareness back into your body. Where do you feel that pose? Do you feel any different now that we're coming to the end of this practice than when you started? Has this been challenging for you? Or has it felt really good? Just notice, no judgments. And of course, we have to finish up by going to the second side. So just gently lift your hips over to the edge of your mat. Take your upper body and wiggle it over to the opposite edge. Arms come up overhead. You can hold your hands. You can hold your elbows. Arms can be straight. They can be in goalpost, whatever feels right to you. And stretch your legs down on the mat and begin to walk them over to the opposite side. You may need to wiggle your hips a little bit to get comfortable. And take your outside foot over the inside foot in case you'd like a slightly deeper stretch or getting more into your IT band. Trying to make sure both shoulders are on the mat and getting your hips as straight as you can. Once again, like I said, don't get real hung up on that. As long as you're not in pain, it's all good. You should be feeling this down your side pretty intensely in your hip, a little bit down your IT band. I have enough. have enough love, I have enough friends, enough money. I have enough. Your head can be wherever feels comfortable to you. That could be looking up at the ceiling. It could be looking over towards your outside edge of your mat. Wherever feels right to you. Last couple of breaths. Uncross your top leg and the sole of your foot to the mat. Begin to wiggle yourself so you're back in the middle of your mat. Heel toe your feet out so they're as wide as the mat. Let your knees fall in if that feels good to you. This was our last pose. You can feel free to go into Savasana now. I highly suggest that you do. I will try to remember to link up that video. If not, begin to roll over onto your left side. Hands come to the mat. Slowly, slowly pushing yourself up into this easy seated position. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yin Yoga can actually feel rather challenging. It can feel challenging physically. Those longer holds, we can begin to feel very tender, and that's normal. As long as you don't feel pain, you are good. They can also be very challenging emotionally, and some people really bring up some emotions when they practice Yin Yoga. That's perfectly normal as well. And if you don't, also normal. Now this practice I am releasing as a morning practice. It's part of a whole series of practices, shorter practices that can be part of your morning routine. It's a great thing to practice in the morning. It could be great after a run. I don't suggest you practice this in the evening because it's a more energizing practice. And that is not what we need in the evening, not if we want to sleep well. If you like this video, please go ahead and click like, share it with friends that you know are going to love this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Valentine's Day if you're viewing this on Valentine's, and of course you could be seeing this on any day of the year, and just know that you are loved. Even if you don't feel that way, I'm sending you so much love. Notice how you feel later today. Notice how you sleep tonight. Notice how you feel tomorrow. And remember to always go within. Find the calm and the happiness that is always inside of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day, great run if you're running. Namaste.